Hi, yes, Jackie here with the LGFA, and we have a big weekend of club activity coming up, and we're joined by three people to preview what lies in store. Look, there's club finals all over the country. We're just going to pick on three. No, so look, we best wishes to everybody that's participating in club activity at the moment, and there's a lot going on. But we've decided to focus on what's happening in Tyrone, Donegal, and Mayo over the weekend. So I'm delighted to be joined by Ryan McMenamin from St Macartans in Tyrone, who are going for their sixth consecutive title. Andy Connors from Termon is looking to win back the title. They played Glenfin in Donegal at the weekend, and Beatrice Casey from the famed Carnacon club in County Mayo. They're going for God knows what it is, 22 in a row, I think, Beatrice. Am I right in saying that?
That's right, yeah, 22 in a row, yeah.
That's phenomenal record. So, folks, good to have you on. How's things?
Good, thanks.
All good, all
All
good.
thanks.
Great, Ricey. I'll kick off with you, top left-hand side of the screen. You're still partying away up in Tyrone, eh? It's been a good time recently for you.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great. It's been absolutely great. No, in fairness, once the senior lads won the title, let's give everyone a big lift in around the county, and club championship has kicked off in the last 2 weeks. So the partying didn't last too long for a lot of the lads, but it's been great. It's probably give the county a really boost, and it's even like it's seeped into the ladies' game as well. So we'll really enjoy it.
Ryan, you were showing me a little dog, more than a little dog, before we came on, before we started recording there. So you have your hands full.
Hands full with a Bernese mountain dog there. It's just taken over the house. That's it. In the space of 3 days, I've been demoted to number 3 in the house.
It looks like a bear, and it's massive already. How big do these things grow?
I think they get to about the size of a drop calf, and then that's just you take it from there. Like so, once that there's what. So I don't know what I got myself under, but.
Will you be bringing the dog for a walk, or will the dog be bringing you for a walk, Ricey?
I think it'll be taking me for a walk.
And come here to me. Maura is still playing. Your wife is still playing for Macartans.
She's still playing, yeah.
Have you ever dropped her?
No, I haven't. No, in fairness, it has to be. And in fairness, she's playing well. She plays well. There's sometimes, like if you want to give people, it's just tough. It just depends on the game and depends what you're going to go. But no, fairness, it's been an easy enough relationship. We leave it at the manager, footballer, and then that's it. It's kind of the draw the line underneath that there. So
good stuff. Pass on our best, Ricey. Tell her we were asking for Andy. Good to have you on as well. Big weekend for Donegal ladies football as well. Glenfin and Termon in the final. From your own point of view, from a Termon point of view, trying to win back the title, Andy.
Yeah, trying to win it back. As I said earlier, last year we were beaten fairly handsomely by Glenfin by 12 points in the end up. 7 goals and 7 points, I think they scored. Yvonne McGonigal scored 5 of them herself. Sorry. So the job will be to try to stop her from repeating the feat this weekend, anyway, that's for sure.
Yeah, she's a phenomenal player. But you have your own star turn in Geraldine McLaughlin. I think it was 5-6 she got in the recent semi-final, Andy.
5-6 last weekend, yeah. She's hopefully she'll have saved a few for this weekend. Come Sunday, anyway, we'll see what happens.
She's nominated for an All-Star too, isn't she, Andy? So it could be a
nominated. Unfortunately, hasn't got one yet for some strange reason, but maybe this will be the year.
I wish you well, Andy. We'll kick on to Beatrice and Mayo. Beatrice, this success story, it just goes on and on. You've been there right from the very start, from and seen these great days and so many great days, Beatrice. So, how does this group of players keep coming back for more year on year?
I suppose, yeah, I'm involved there since the club started back in 1986. I suppose success. Is a big part of it. I suppose it's like in anything you do when you get a bit of success. Why change the record? So I think the backbone of the team has kind of came up through the underage ranks, and they've kind of stuck with it. The likes of we still have 4 that won for first senior title in '98. You have of course the infamous Cora, and you have Michelle McGinn, Michelle Corbett, and Martha Carter. So, and then you had the likes of Marie Corbett, Fiona McHale, Aoife Ben, and all those girls coming on, and they're all, all in their own right. They kind of form the backbone of the team. So I suppose we have the crux of the team more or less there. And we've been lucky enough that we've had good underage structures coming through, and that a lot of the younger girls. We started off earlier this year in the league, and we struggled to field teams because obviously our county players weren't allowed in the Memorial League. So we harnessed we harnessed all the good underage football that there is there, and we've now, I think we have a panel of about 32, which was a far cry from when we started out earlier on in the league. So yeah, the young girls are really gelling well with the older girls, and I suppose the success that they see, I suppose they like a bit of it too, and it helps. It helps.
We're not going to get into the ins and outs of history, Beatrice, but nice to see Mayo represented by Carnacon again this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we've all, it's just, we won't go back into the history, but, we won't be able to right the wrongs that we're done. But it's good to see the girls back again. Didn't get a lot of game time this year, but I suppose that's, the competition for places and that's for another day. But I'd be hopeful, that in the years ahead that, Carnacon will form, the backbone of the Mayo team again, that, we still have a lot of players to give to Mayo, and we still have a lot of players that want to play for their county and put on that county jersey.
Beatrice, when you see, Mayo coming from winning an intermediate title last year and winning a senior title this year, that surely gives great encouragement to the likes of, Mayo, Galway, Armagh, even, other senior counties, that if Meath can go and do it and beat Dublin in a final and Cork in a semi-final, well, why can't we?
Well, absolutely. I mean, the thing about it is, people say it's all on the day, but I think sometimes it is. But when you have a good underage structure coming through, and when you have girls that are willing to give 100% commitment, that anything is possible, and you have to dream the dream, and you have to believe that it's possible to do it. So I think it gives great encouragement for other counties.
Ricey, you were involved with men's inter-county management. I think you've gone in with Cavan for the 2022 season as well, and you've been with Macartans for a while as well. How do you manage to keep it all the balls in the air and juggle everything, Ricey?
Sorry, I'm cutting out here just so.
No, you're okay. We can hear you. We can see you again. Ricey, just on the inter-county scene, you've been so busy with Fermanagh, and you're gone in with Cavan now, and obviously you're still involved with Macartans in the ladies' football. How do you manage to juggle everything and keep all the balls in the air?
Well, it hasn't been too bad. I've got a great backroom team in with Macartans, and they kind of kept the thing rolling. I know again we struggled in the league earlier on, and we kind of made an active decision that probably with the lockdown and whatever, that we give the girls our league started in June, and we give the girls July if girls need to go in holidays or do whatever they had to do or wherever go away. Football wasn't a priority, and we just planned then just to give the girls a total chance. They went out, and I think probably the split season has helped with Fermanagh, and that I was able to focus more on Fermanagh in the first half of the season and Macartans in the second, and that's the way it panned out. But look, you do have to plan a lot for it, and once you get that sorted with planning, you can you think you can do anything, but you just have to make a lot of time.
Right, so you're up against Carrickmore at the weekend. A team that have been, as you pointed out, successful at underage level in recent times. I think that they last won a county title back in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. What kind of opposition are you expecting from them at the weekend, Ricey? Yeah,
look, I think we drew with them in the league, and we were lucky to draw with them. They've Gemma Begley. Everyone knows Gemma. She's probably one of the main forwards for the last generation. They have a great young player, Brian Gormley's wee girl, Saoirse Gormley. She's probably going to be one of the most outstanding talents. Her name's probably, if she stays with the Gaelic, it's going to be probably an outstanding talent coming into Tyrone, and for the next 10 or 15 years, you hope. She's absolutely fantastic. It's going to be a tough battle. Both teams are top of the leaderboard, or top of at 12 titles each that they've won. So I think this is the one that's kind of going to maybe to put one team on top and one team up. And look, we're going to enjoy the game. We're going for 6 in a row. Carrickmore definitely going to be hungry, but they're a team that they've did fantastic youth structures. I think they've put themselves in a position that they want to win, and we have to respect them. If we were lucky to get a league, we were lucky to get a point off them in a draw 6 weeks ago, and we had a strong team out. They had a strong team out. But look, usually when Carrickmore and St Macartans meet, usually it's feisty enough, and we're looking forward to that.
Good, good. Andy, I'm sure Glenfin and Termon will be feisty enough too at the weekend. Good
Oh, definitely.
rivalry there.
There'll be no quarter given when the teams have met. Obviously, they're probably the two strongest teams in Donegal for the past number of years. So they're well used to playing against each other in county finals and stuff like that. So come Sunday, they'll be well acquainted. There'll be no need for pleasantries whatsoever, I wouldn't think.
You've already met in the championship this year, am I right in saying that, yeah?
Well, we met in the group stage. It was kind of irrelevant, really. The way it worked in Donegal was there was 5 in the group and then 4 qualified for the semi-finals. So all you had to really do was win 1 or 2 games and then you were through. So we had that done and we were guaranteed a semi-final place at that stage. And Evelyn McGinley, who plays fullback for Donegal, and Nicole were both injured, and Geraldine sat watching. So we didn't really show our hand up in Glenfin that day. So
okay,
it'll be a totally different affair on Sunday afternoon.
You'll be showing it on Sunday, all right. Andy, when two teams like yourselves know each other so well, you know, as a manager in a management team, how do you plan? I mean, can you get too bogged down in matchups and the opposition because you know so much about each other? Or what is the thought process when you're approaching a game like this?
Being quite honest about it, we're just really focusing on ourselves more than anything else. And if we bring our A game, we'll be hard to beat. Never mind worrying about concentrating, on the other team and what they're going to do. So we're trying to just look after ourselves and see what happens then on the day. Obviously, if we play well, we'll be hard to beat, and if they play well, it'll have the makings of a great game. Yeah,
I guess you're thinking yourself, if we play well, we're going to be very difficult to beat. So get your own performance right and see where it takes you. Beatrice, do you know much about Knockmore and what they're going to bring to the table?
We've played Knockmore a few times down through the years. Yeah, they're a formidable side as well. They're not in the county final for no reason. I suppose, we'll be giving them the respect, but I suppose sometimes we give teams a little bit too much respect, and we don't sort of, how would you say it, kind of revel in the success we've had. So we're always a bit nervous, even though, as they say on paper, we should be fine. But you can never give any team right off any team when it comes into a county final on any given day. So as I said, they have some formidable players too. So they're a good side, and we're just hoping that we get it all right. We get out in the field and hit the ground running. That we'll add 23 to the club history. So it's something that we're looking forward to, and something that we hope that we can make, and maybe hope set the record for years to come for teams to be in that position. So it's a great position to be in, and I suppose we've had a tough couple of years. So it's great to be in a county final, and it'll be even better for us to win it on Sunday. So we're hopeful that we'll get over the line. I have every faith in the ability of the panel of players that we have, and it won't take just the 15. It'll take the 16, 17, 18 players to get over the line on Sunday. But we're looking forward to it.
I'll tell you what, I'd say neither of us, any of us on this call, will be knocking around by if anybody wins 22 or 23 county titles again in a row. That's for sure. I think Ballymacarbery down in Waterford are heading for 40. It's a phenomenal achievement.
Yeah.
You mentioned it's been a difficult couple of years, Beatrice. It would be remiss of me not to have you on and chatting about Carnacon and to ask you about the late Jimmy Corbett, who passed away over 2 years ago now. Beatrice, how has life been for the club and yourself since Jimmy's passing?
Well, I suppose it's been a very difficult time. We had all the going on in 2018 with the Mayo set up, and we were removed from the championship, and we got back in again, and then about 6 months later we lost Jimmy very suddenly, and it took a lot to get back on the field to play. It took a lot for especially some of the girls, some of the older girls that had grown up with them and that. And but I suppose he wouldn't have wanted it any other way if we had sat back and said, that's it, we're not, all the work that he had done and all the legacy that he had left, it wouldn't be right for us to just say, we're all retiring now, we're all moving on with something else. So I think that incentive in itself sort of brought us all together again. And as I said, with COVID then last year and then this year, it was a different kind of 2 seasons we've had. So as I say, credit to the senior girls that are there, that kind of, we keep Jimmy's memory alive, and that we'll keep going as long as we can. And I know the years are clocking up, but I suppose while we're successful, and while we can be successful, I suppose we'll still always be in it to win it. So but yeah, losing Jimmy was a huge loss to us all, and we remember him every day that we go out, and every time we take the field. It's part and parcel of the club, and always will be.
Absolutely, his name just an iconic name and a legendary name, and we wish you well, Beatrice, and he's sadly missed. Jimmy Corbett. Ricey, Tyrone ladies were relegated from the senior championship this year, unfortunately. But look, you're on the ground up there. I'm sure there'll be a big push to get back up into the senior ranks and win the intermediate title next year, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. Look, it probably Tyrone going to intermediate doesn't really probably show really what's on the ground. Like, there's 37 ladies clubs in Tyrone at the minute, and like it's really, really thriving. And like Division 1 in Ayers, it's an absolute minefield. It's great. There's great competition. There's great football. I think all the semi-finals have been real good games. Like, and even if you go down to intermediate level, junior level, there's a real buzz. Like, you have 4 divisions, and just it's phenomenal. What happened this year, it's hard to put your finger on it, but because there is a lot of good players there. It's just probably trying to get the best out of them, and there's a lot of good young players coming through. So the club scene in Tyrone's real vibrant. It's just now it's probably trying to take that vibrancy that's going in the club scene and trying now to transcend it into the senior setup, because I know they came up in 2018, and really once you come up, you really want to just stay up there. You don't want to become a yo-yo team, and I think Meath proves the way that you can play, and then if you do put your mind to it, you can do anything. And hopefully the Tyrone ladies can take some bit of inspiration out of that there, because I know like the club scene is vibrant up here, and it's just a pity to see the girls down in an intermediate, but no doubt if the heads down, hopefully they do turn it around this year.
Yeah, they'll be strong contenders next year for sure, Ricey. I'm just looking through the list of champions around the counties that have already been played, and I know you have a county final at the weekend, Ricey. Do you allow yourself to kind of take a look at what's going on outside Tyrone? You've got Money Glass there in Antrim. Armagh Harps are champions in Derry at Steelstown, Breda and Down. Fermanagh, I think their final is coming up at the weekend as well. It's a very competitive Ulster Championship, and of course, goes without saying, Donegal and Monaghan as well, a real powerhouse. Or do you just have to focus in on what's coming in front of you, right? Or do you have a little scout on the problem?
I actually don't take, and that's maybe you're probably saying that's he's only saying that there, but I actually don't. I'm like, we only finished 4th in our league this year, and that's it. I think we're in a playoff to get into the semi-finals. We got beat by 10 points by a team that's been knocked out already in the first round of the championship. Dungannon beat us, who we were lucky enough to get over. It was a draw going into the last 10 minutes, and we pulled away and got a goal and a point, and kind of it forced the hand a bit. So you can't. It's very, very hard. If you even looking at it, the amount of people that are involved in coaching and club football, Ergo Kieran are coached by Peter Canavan now, and you're on the line with Peter, and Dungannon of Stevie Ferguson, and they're who's won multiple championships with Teddy Ray. He's taken Teddy Ray at a point from junior straight to senior men's football. The amount of coaching and everything that's good and thrown is great. So you can't, as I says, it's a vibrant scene. And Carrickmore, you have to give credit to the Carrickmore club, and you put it on record here now. They've amalgamated the men's and the ladies, and they're working as one club. And I know the ladies is getting the same. They're getting the same privileges as the men's, with regards with video work and everything going on, and that's fantastic to see, and it's richly deserved. So when you have that sort of setup going on in Tyrone, and that clubs is all buying in, and it's the same with Errigal Kieran, because they're all tied in too with the men's. You can't look too far ahead, and we never had, because all we just wanted to get this final, because it's been playing week on, and you don't really have a chance because our first round was 3 weeks ago, and the preliminary was 3 weeks ago. We were playing 5 days later, and we did the championship semi-final Sunday, and we're playing the final 5 days after that. So I haven't had a chance to look, and then my own club's playing in the senior men's championship, so it's football all around at the minute. So I'm just I've nowhere else to look. Only either Dramore's playing or St Macs, and Ulster can wait because I might enjoy this. If we get over the line Saturday, I think I will enjoy this. So it's been a hectic 3 or 4 weeks.
Good man. Well, you have your hands full with football and walking the dog as well. So we wish you well with everything, righty. Andy, we talked about a group of teams that will probably look at Meath and say, God, if they can do it, so can we. I mean, there's a huge amount of talent in Donegal as well, Andy.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I suppose Donegal would be looking at Meath and be counting themselves unlucky, wondering how they couldn't get over the line this past couple of years, because they've definitely had the players there to do it. The likes of Yvonne and Geraldine and Karen, Kitty Hearn, people like that there. There's definitely the talent there, and it's a case of why we haven't done it, from that point of view. But I see Maxie's back involved now for 2022, so they'll be hoping to follow Meath's footsteps and hopefully get over the line now next year.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting 2022 campaign. But before all that, folks, you three have your eyes on county finals at the weekend. We wish you well. I'd like to thank you for coming on today and taking time out of your busy schedules. Ryan McMenamin, Andy Connor and Beatrice Casey. Thank you so much, folks, and best wishes for the club activity at the weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, thanks very much.